greentechnica.ru. Интернет-магазин техники для здорового питания #1 в России.
Hi, it's Dan from eujuicers.com, and today I'm going to take a first look at the new Omega twin gear juicer. Now, Omega is known mostly for their single auger juicers, both horizontal and vertical, and this is their foray into the world of twin gear juicers. Normally, you'd look at the Green Star by Kempo, or maybe the Angel, which is more of a premium price product. But Omega's got a design here that's similar to their horizontals, and inside you'll see it's completely different. It's a twin gear juicer. Now, in this, you've got two small gears, I'm going to show them to you in just a moment, that are grinding things, crushing them very finely. There's some pluses and minuses to a twin gear. The quality of the juice is the main advantage, though, and the yield. You'll get more juice, and you'll get a slightly higher quality. You know, there's a big step from a centrifugal to a horizontal or a vertical auger-driven juicer. It's like going from a C in school to an A. Going to here might get you from a little better, that A to an A plus, slightly better. On the other hand, as you'll see when I juice it, it can be a little more difficult. You're pushing things, especially bigger things like carrots, into a very small space. You need some force. You need to work out a bit. Well, I'm anxious to try it. I've never worked with one of these besides the Angels. And I'm curious to see how Omega's done with this. So I'm going to disassemble this, show you the parts, and then we'll get to juicing. So here's what comes in the box. First of all, there's a user's manual. It'll teach you all about assembly, usage of it. There's two different plungers. There's a wooden plunger and a plastic plunger. And they're really interchangeable. The advantage to the wooden is it will go a little farther in. It'll go all the way down to the gears, whereas the plastic has a little lip there that prevents it from getting caught in the gears. But that can help if you've got a little piece of carrot or something stuck in there. There's an unlocking tool. This will actually fit right around if you need to open this thing up. Sometimes after a lot of juicing, maybe it can get stuck on there. Little bits of fiber, especially celery, things like that, could get it stuck. There's a cleaning brush. There is a coarse juicing screen along with encasing for it. I'll show you the fine juicing screen in a moment. Here's the juice container along with the filter or the little sieve to sort out some of the bigger bits of apple or something that might get through. And finally, your pulp container. Let me open this thing up, and you'll notice the design, first of all, kind of looks like a typical Omega or Sana horizontal juicer. Has the same design, even the same tube here, but inside it's really different. It opens up just like a horizontal. You've got a locking collar, and you have this piece that has a pulp regulator at the end. I'll talk about that later. And then the twin gears are actually in this housing. Let me pull them out. Notice this fine screen, coarse screen, both in this plastic kind of housing unit. And then you have the gears themselves. They have to be lined up in a certain way, and there's some red dots, two on one on here, and they show you exactly how to line up so you can get these gears perfectly aligned. That's going to put a real tight fit so they can really crush things well. Also worth noting, it is available in two colors, red and silver, and this pops off just like in a horizontal single auger juicer. You've got your hopper up here. Feeding tube's a little smaller than some of the horizontals. We'll see how that works out. And that's what I'll do next. I've got some fruit, some vegetables, some leafy greens lined up. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with grapefruit. Now, most juicers should be able to handle citrus okay. This should be no exception. And I also wanted to point out there is a pulp regulation control here. It's basically a spring-loaded device. You'd have it tighter for things like root vegetables and maybe leafy greens. Definitely looser for something like citrus, because citrus has such a high juice content. So it's handling the citrus just fine, as I expected. It is kind of cool. Most twin gear juicers, in fact, all that I know of, don't have a clear tube here. So you can see what's going on in there. We'll have some detail shots where you can see that. You can see the two gears grinding together. Also notice things are moving really fine. So I'm going to tighten up this pulp regulator a bit. All that does is increase the yield, puts a little back pressure on it, and you can just play with it. It's analog. Till if things start backing up, you'd want to loosen it up again, but it's just going to get you more juice. I can see it's not flowing through quite as well because I tightened it up too much, and open it up a bit, there it comes back out. So there's the last bit. Just let it run, clean up a bit. And it handled the citrus just fine. It was fast. And there we go.